Greetings everyone and welcome back to the carpet. Today on the rug we have this Panasonic Ramsa amplifier. PA amplifier, that is. According to the paper here, left channel works, right channel out. And this is part of that big haul of electronics, a bunch of PA amps and things that the guy I bought the computer from gave to me for free. So figured I'd make a video out of much of it. But anyway, when I hook this thing up, this right side I do get a signal out of, and the left side is dead, which is kind of opposite what they have written here. So I don't know what's up with that. This side doesn't work, of course, because the amplifier module is missing. No, I took that out already, but yeah, this side doesn't work. When I hook it up, just this, I kind of get a scratchiness and no signal comes through. I just hear a little buzz. But yeah, this side works properly. It might need a bias adjustment because it does seem to get warm just sitting idle. But anyhow, that's what we have here. It's the Ramsa, made by Panasonic. Didn't know Panasonic was into this thing, but I guess they did get into PA a little bit. Choir Mon. That must have been used in a church. Choir monitor, maybe? Well, I know what's wrong. They put the fear of Jeebus into it. That's why it doesn't work. Well, anyway, let's take a look at the board. Okay, here's the board. This board folds up and screws in, but to see everything I had to remove those screws. And a heck load of connections. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I guess. Yeah. 6, 7, and 8 have to be unplugged. These also unplug, but for some reason this one is soldered direct. I can't unplug it. Not sure why they did that, but anyway. Well, before pulling this thing, I checked bias and some voltages on the power amp part of this thing, and it seems to be working okay. But like I said, I'm not getting signal through this. So I need to do some inspections. I did an in-circuit test of the electrolytic caps and did not find any bad ones. Now somebody in the other somebody on the comments of my other video said, "Oh, that's no good for testing." Yeah, I realize it's really just a basic go, no-go test. And, I don't have any real love for this thing. I'm just making a video of it. I got it for free. I'm not going to put any parts into it. I can't find a schematic, and I'm not going to pay for one. I'm not going to pay for any parts. If I have a part here, I can put it in. So yeah, I am not in the repair business. I just like to tinker with this stuff. If you like really good repair videos, there's a bunch of channels, a couple that come to mind. Mr. Carlson's Lab. He does really involved repairs, usually older equipment. And as far as audio gear, like receivers and things, there's a channel, Tony, it's X-Ray Tony B. He'll go through and check everything, replace caps, and even fix the wooden case, even build a case if it needs, to get an old piece of equipment restored and looking good. If you come here for that, you're not going to get it. I'm just going to see if I can get this thing resurrected, I guess it's a better word. And if I can't get it fixed, I'm going to strip it down for parts. Like I say, I'm not going to put a whole bunch of effort into that. Okay, so enough of flapping my gums. Let's see what I can find. Okay, I looked over the boards and I didn't see anything burned, but I did see something quite unsettling. And probably can't get a good view of it. Look at the base of those large caps. You see that brown goop? Dark brown. Well, that's the stuff they use to glue the capacitors down so they don't vibrate and break the solder connections on the board. And problem is with that stuff, it gets corrosive and conductive. And I do see one thing. See that resistor right down there? See if I can... Oh, here we go with the focus. Oh, it got it. That resistor, at least one side, looks pretty bad. I'll have to see if I can read the value. Yeah, that's not looking too good. And looks like the goop got up on that capacitor. The lead of it, I can't show it at this angle, but the lead looks corroded, and you can see it's getting on those. They're mowing the lawn next door. And I saw this too. See that goop there? See that group of diodes? They have that nice copperish red color. But that one in the upper right corner does not. And I think it's corroded and broke the glass seal and just damaged it. Let me put my meter on that thing. Okay, I can get the meter in a shot here. So these are the diodes. There's like a bank of 6 diodes. So that corroded one would be up here. 0.1. Unless that's a shot key, that's not good. Let's check the other ones. They're all the same. 0.5. 0.5. Yep, I think that one is shorted. Let's check it in reverse bias here. Yep, there we go. It's no good. And these, we just get a climbing number. I think we're charging a capacitor somewhere. So these diodes seem to be good. And again, this one is shorted, or be not completely shorted though, it's just a low value, 0.1 volts with the diode check function. Let's see here. That resistor, I looked at it, I think it's a 27K. Let's see what the meter has to say about that. I don't know if I can get it all in the shot here or not. Here's that big capacitor. So I think this is the resistor. May not get a good in-circuit reading though. Of course my hand's in the way. Yeah, that seems good. That resistor's reading good. So it's badly corroded, but still reading good. And there was a jumper right here that was corroded. I noticed that. Come on. Can't see where I am. I know the wire's in the way, but the jumper's good as well. Really the only thing bad is this resistor, this diode. And I probably should replace that one capacitor that looks corroded, and really should replace that resistor. But I have to pull these capacitors out to clean all that gunk out of there. Or, it's pointless to fix it and not clean that gunk out. I noticed these diodes are associated with this little daughter card, or whatever you call it. There's a couple of them on this board. That's named Ramsa, and that one on the back it says Ramsa. So hopefully it's not this, because if this is damaged, I'm probably out of luck. So hopefully it's just that diode there that got Ramsa'd. I got those capacitors out. You can see that goop. That's where that diode was. Lead broke off of it. It was pretty much corroded. And let's see here. Got that jumper, and see that badly corroded jumper as well. Where's that cap at? This cap tests okay. It's a 100-volt cap, which I don't have in stock, so checks out on the tester, so it's going back in. And this stuff is really can't get it off. I'm just gonna clean it away from these components. Looks like I need to pull this diode as well. And yeah, clean it as good as I can. Okay, new parts are in, new diodes. Put the cap back in. I scraped away and cleaned as much as I could that black gunk. At least make sure it's away from the leads of components. And check some other components in the vicinity that had that gunk on their leads. Make sure everything was fine. And looks good. So now put it back together and see what happens. Okay, got the Ramsa back together on the bench. Almost. I just have this board screwed in with one screw and everything plugged in, just in case I have to pull it again. But if it works, I'll continue putting it back together. So I have my speakers connected. I'm on a bulb limiter. I don't want to bust my speakers. This is how bad my bench has gotten. Very, very, very bad. Okay. There goes nothing. Ooh, did you see that flash of that light? Okay, we're in protect. Both sides say protect. Okay, the relays clicked out of protect. A very good sign. Though, like I said before, the power amp part of this was working. It was just not getting that signal through it. And I have my music player connected to it. And plugged in here. All right. I didn't hear that buzz, so I knew it was at least not the same as it was. Let's try this channel. Watch, I screwed up and was monkeying around with the wrong channel. So yeah, that diode was bad. Turn the air conditioner off. Keep forgetting about it. Okay, well, I think we rescued another one from the dump. So 4 things working. 2 were easy. The Carver amp just needed a fuse. I checked it over and ran a test on it. The Radio Shack mini amp worked fine. It just needed the control sprayed, and I put the capacitors in it. And the Nico equalizer, that thing needed fixed. It had some bad capacitors in it. So, bad capacitors and the Nico, and it was really just that diode, the shorted diode, was keeping the signal from getting into this. And probably grounding the bias or something on the input stage, causing that buzz and some DC in the control. Now the question is this side. You know, if that side had gunk, this side probably does too. Yeah, I can see it. I don't know if it's as bad. I don't know if I can get the camera on there or not. I don't know if I can see those diodes. Nah. Yeah, I probably should pull this board and clean that gunk up on this board as well, so it won't be a problem. So what I'll do now is do a power test. It'll just be at 8 ohms, probably 80 or 90 watts at 8 ohms. Okay, power test time. I have a 100 watt 8 ohm load connected. Since I only have one of these 1/4 inch jacks, I can only test one channel at a time. Now this thing is supposed to do 150 watts per channel into 4 ohms. Now 8 ohms, half of that would be 75, but because of losses, it's always actually going to be higher. Probably like, probably around 90 watts, but we're only doing one channel, so we might go over 100 watts here. So I got everything set. Let's give it some hell. Where's my signal at? There we go. Oh, we're already way into clipping. Okay, so there's clipping. There's no oscillations or any weird stuff going on. So I'll take it out of clipping. So what does that say there? 33.6 something. Stop that, because this will get really hot. 33.6 squared divided by 8. 141 watts? Wow. This thing must be conservatively rated. That's pretty good into 8 ohms. So let's test the other channel. Okay, so now I moved over to the other channel. Crank it up into clipping. Looks good, no oscillations or anything. Really about the same numbers. So yeah, it's going to be the same power. So there you have it. We rammed the Ramsa new diode, and that fixed it. So the sad thing is, this didn't have an electronic failure. I guess you would call it a mechanical failure. It was that brown gunk they glue the capacitors down with corroded that diode and caused it to short. So manufacturers, stop using that stuff. I still see it used. You know, I don't know if it's any more stable than it was back in the day. You know, this thing's like 30 years old. But yeah, I mean, stop using that junk. It's problematic. So there you go, the Ramsa amplifier rescued from the grave. So I guess it'll live to see another day. That'll wrap it up for this one. Thanks for watching.